Genuinely, it's not playing. Yo team, what is up? Today I'm going to take you through some of my arm day and just go through the exercise selection and why I'm doing them. I've not actually done one of these because before, when we started these, it was locked in, so there was no gym. And then the gym I was training in was a little bit too busy to be filming, speaking, things like that. People get in the way. So I'm just going to go through that. Now, someone might ask why you're doing an arm day. For anyone that's seen my physique, I'm relatively even across the board. Hamstrings need brought up a little bit, but my arms are quite a weak area for me. Now, that's pretty simple. I've just never prioritised them as much as I've prioritised everything else. So if you're tagging arms on at the end of your sessions when you're fatigued, you're not giving them full effort. If you think about it this way, if you only trained your quads at the end of every session and done 2 movements for it, are they going to grow? No. So the aim over this off season for me is to really bring them up. So I'm hitting them pretty hard throughout the week in sort of drips and drabs throughout sessions, and then my day to day I hit arms and then I do a hamstring movement and a glute movement just to try and bring them up. So I'm just going to talk you through why I'm doing stuff, sort of the positioning, rep ranges, things like that. Nice and easy. For most guys out there, you're either going to have really good arms because you've overtrained them. If you're that person, you've probably got shit legs, so go train them. Or vice versa, like me, you've hit your legs really hard, but you need to bring up your arms. Ladies, sorry about this, you probably won't find this one that exciting, but remember, the same thing applies to any body part you want to bring up. So starting off there with seated cable curl, which is, you've all probably done it. You'll notice that my elbows flare a little bit. Now, that's just because the issue I've got is through teres minor and my scapula. So keeping there is just really uncomfortable in my lat. So I'll have to kind of let my arms fall out a little bit, which is totally fine. Starting off with that nice and stable position, so I can't cheat, I can't move around. Keep them locked in. The big thing I see with curls is what people do as they get to that, as they start like straightening their arm, they cheat. So they almost don't let that lengthened position happen. Make sure you're spending time lengthened and shortened. Don't cheat from the bottom, don't swing around. Another one, as people pull this movement, stay locked in throughout as you're driving up. Rep ranges on my arm day, so a little bit different to how I train everything else. I'm still looking for progressive overload, but for example, on this movement, I'm doing 2 sets of 10 to 14, then I'll do 1 set of 8 to 12. So I'm never going into the lower rep ranges, the 5 to 7, the 6 to 8. I just don't, it's not that I don't think it's beneficial, I think there's more chance to cheat. So when I'm training, when I'm doing a hack squat, an RDL, a big movement, yes, you can kind of force reps. I think with arms, a big factor that people do wrong, or the reason they're not growing, and I've been this before, I've got really strong on movements, but I'm not contracting the muscle. I think with the arms, you have to focus more on blood flow and getting in there, especially if you're like me and they're in an area that are lagging as such. On to the second movement, which is a cable hammer curl. Now, I'm using this, which is just a cuff. I don't know what brand it is, it came with our cables. I like this rather than holding a handle, because with a handle I've got to grip really hard and my forearm tends to fail. And 2, with that lat being injured, I find it really hard to hold, whereas if I've got the cuff on, it makes it a little bit easier. With the position on, if you're doing a cable movement, you want to align yourself with the cable. You don't want to be pulling across it. I would actually probably prefer to do these dumbbell hammers, but our dumbbells go from 12, 18, 37, 50, so there's no scope for progression. With a dumbbell I can line up. Now, I know people think dumbbell's not as good because it doesn't it's not pulling back against you, but I do like them for hammers. With that, again, the setup, so pinning myself in the bench provides a lot of stability. My arm is coming off the bench, but I'm keeping the top of my tricep pinned in. It's just above the elbow that's coming off. That'll just mean that I get my bicep shortened. Again, being pinned in, you can't cheat. Very similar to what you see in the gym when you've got a plate loaded curl. If you can hear the Smith in the background, Robin's warming up for hip thrusts. The next two movements you'll see, I'll just pull up on the screen beside me and I'll talk you through them. So the last bicep movement I'm doing, I don't actually know what it's called. I think it's a Hercules curl roughly, but I'm doing it single arm again, and I'm using a bench where I'm kind of leaning against it. Because I'm kind of holding up that position there and I'm looking to really shorten the bicep, I'm trying to keep that elbow up. I don't want to drop down as a sort of curl. The other thing that I'm looking for there, and I know someone's going to comment or look at that and go, fucking hell, Ali's not very strong, but I'm taking all my arm movements to failure. They will tend to be in the higher rep ranges because, as I've said to you before, I've spent years training arms and going heavier and not seeing any progress with them. So what does that tell you? That I need to break it down and do it a different way. So more volume, higher rep ranges, just try to get blood in. That position's really nice. You can do it both arms together. Again, I just find that I like it one arm at a time. Obviously you can allow the scapula to go forward. What I'm looking to do is just really shorten as much as I can. So as if I'm thinking about pulling my hand back to my head up there, and just keeping that position. Try them out, they're really good. You can also do them, and I'm sure you have seen people when they're that way, pulling in. Same rough idea. Then going into the first tricep movement, which is probably my favourite movement for triceps. Now I do these twice a week. This one, I'll attach 2 daisy chains, which I'll show you. And I'm doing like an overhead extension. So both arms are holding, it's all on the same cable. The other one I do, I'll attach a single cuff to each cable and come over. I try to keep, like you'll see here, the pause position there. Again, depending on mobility, some people will be able to keep their elbows like right in. For me, it's not really that useful, so I'm going there. All I'm trying to think about is spending time in the lengthy position. So as I said, I'm going for a 2 second and then driving up. Try these if you've not, because they're absolutely brilliant. There's a few different ways you can do them. We've got a video on the YouTube channel, but the way I've set them up here is probably the easiest. So have a go at them, tell me what you think. All I was using there to set that up is just 2 daisy chains. You can buy these off Amazon. They're just for climbing. You can use them for absolutely loads of stuff. If you've ever seen me reverse band a Smith or a hack, same idea. But I'm literally using them just to make it easier to get in position. Same with cable chest press, you could do the same. I like them as well because when you're doing triceps, if you don't have a long like rope, you can just use 2 of these really long, can kind of line up better. So good for using for loads of stuff. I am literally just using it because it's easier for me to get in position. No other reason. On to the final tricep movement, which is literally just a variation of cable crossover. I'm doing one arm at a time because, again, I just connect better with it. You'll notice what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to line up with the cable. So I'm just finishing the vlog in the car because I was trying to video it outside and it's windy as hell. It is a lovely day though. If you liked the training style vlog, just drop me a message on the comments box below or DM me on Instagram. I could do plenty more of them. I think it can be quite good to see how the sessions are set up and how you may do certain things. Or if not, if you've got any other suggestions of things you want me to cover, please just ask away. I could easily do how to set up a push session or pull session and give a breakdown of different ways that you can move it around exercise selection, things like that. So anyway, peace out. I will catch you next week. Hope everyone has a nice weekend.